Hello, everyone. So let's just wait for another, I don't know, as always, another 3 minutes until 6 or 5, and then we'll start to um, to go on the next lectures. All right. So I think we're ready to start. There is another person and another person left. But anyway, I hope everyone will be. It's sad that today is less people than last lecture, but hope you're gonna come over next time because this is getting much more interesting. So on a previous lecture, we talked about fourth industrial revolution, and I found a video for you because today we're going to talk about a fifth industrial revolution. And I actually did ask you a question last time about are we are in fourth or fifth industrial revolution, and you're probably going to find an answer for it in today's lecture. So let's start with this video.
Workforce of machines and people in synergy with the environment.
Pardon?
It transitions from 0.0 versus Industry 5.0. Book. Unprecedented occurrences have posed challenges to industrial operations over the last decade, and the recent COVID-19 pandemic is one obvious example. In addition to its social impact, the virus has shattered the traditional industrial work process. To deal with the challenges, the industry must act quickly to address the situation to maintain a sustainable business. Today, we'll look at the differences between Industry 4.0 and Industry 5.0. Intro. Many have been talking about the Industry 5.0 revolution, and many have asked how it differs from Industry 4.0. So, let us discuss what we mean by 4.0 and 5.0. Body. The digital transformation of manufacturing/production and related industries as well as value creation processes, is called Industry 4.0. It is the result of an initiative to revitalize the German manufacturing industry. It encompasses cyber-physical systems, the Internet of Things, cloud computing, cognitive computing, the development of the intelligent factory. In essence, the technologies that enable Industry 4.0 use existing data as well as a plethora of additional data sources, such as data from connected assets, to gain efficiencies on multiple levels, transform existing manufacturing processes, create end-to-end information streams across the value chain, and realize new services and business models. On the other hand, Industry 5.0 provides a primary vision of an industry that goes beyond efficiency and productivity as sole goals and reinforces the industry's role and contribution to society. It prioritizes worker well-being in manufacturing and employs new technologies to provide prosperity beyond jobs and growth while respecting the planet's production limits. It adds to the existing Industry 4.0 approach by putting research and innovation specifically at the service of the transition to more sustainable, human-centric, and resilient industries. Interconnectivity between smart automation, devices, and systems is central to the 5.0 industry vision. Michael Rader has another vision for Industry 5.0. Rader 2015, Rader 2017. According to Rader, the priority of Industry 5.0 is to efficiently utilize a workforce of machines and people in synergy with the environment. It transitions from a virtual to a physical environment. This vision focuses on waste prevention. Now that we have discussed Industry 4.0 and 5.0 in detail, let's discuss the significant differences between the two sectors. Industry 5.0 takes a more collaborative approach than Industry 4.0, with increased collaboration between humans and robots. While the theme of Industry 4.0 is connectivity via cyber-physical systems, Industry 5.0, while also aligned with platforms enabled by Industry 4.0, also addresses the relationship between man and machine, also known as robots or bots. Industry 4.0 paved the way for human/machine collaboration, a collaboration between machines and interconnection in the middle of the plant, logistics, supply chain management, and the end user. All stakeholders will now be able to collaborate on a single platform thanks to digital integration. In addition to these components, Industry 5.0 integrates human creativity and robotic precision, resulting in a one-of-a-kind solution in high demand in the coming decade. Industry 4.0 and 5.0 have created a roadmap for enterprises to follow to thrive. We know that Industry 5.0 is relatively new with new additions. But what's so different about it? Robots are already a fixture in the manufacturing industry, and Industry 4.0 technologies enable greater flexibility in manufacturing processes. Human creativity and craftsmanship are combined with robot speed, productivity, and consistency in Industry 5.0. That's all there is to it in a nutshell. This is where it differs from Industry 4.0. Outro. The world is continually changing, and with that dynamics, the world comes with new inventions. I hope today's video was enlightening and informative. I will be back.
Okay, so this is a little introduction of how actually the Industrial Revolution 4 different from Industrial Revolution 5. So currently there are a great deal of discussion being conducted in the various countries regarding the fifth industrial revolution, which follows on from the fourth industrial revolution. Fifth industrial revolution incorporates concepts such as sustainability and human concurrentness. Oh my God, this is concurrentness, and also concern of environment. In addition to transformation of industrial structure to utilization of AI and also IoT, which is the Internet of Things, and a big data. and also others, etc., which was debated in the fourth industrial revolution that we talked in a previous lecture. So the four industrial revolution, IT, brought convenience to people, to people's life, and also AI successfully automated lots of processes, complex tasks that could not be handled by conventional computers. By learning from work data and making predictions and inferences and interactions, all of it and more of marketing precision improved by predicting the operations and failure of equipment, as well as the health and behavior of people through analysis, data collected, and equipment collected to the internet as a big data. So basically, we arrive to the moment when we create something that actually collected data about us in any different terms. And we slowly come into the tourism, because there is not too many scientists that are actually working in tourism in digital development, and how industrial revolution affected the tourism sphere. But basically, at this moment, all the marketplaces or online websites, what they do, they sell you a service. At the same time, they collecting data in front of you. Who are you? How old are you? What are you doing? Where are you going? Why are you going? What are you going to do there? And then when you're going to come back, so for how long you're going to stay there, you're going to come back, and then they're going to do the same analysis with another person, and that analysis they collect as a data, and then they analyze and make it to predict your next purchase. So this goes everything automatically. You don't need to analyze anything anymore, and this is what a level of fourth industrial revolution is there. But also, what is the fifth one then? Yeah, it's even bigger, think bigger. So yeah, it's in the manufacturing also industry, information collected from robots are automated. Also, like Amazon right now, they don't use any help, not any, but they do not hire too many people. They have robots to do that. They have robots to hold stuff, to manufacture stuff, to stock stuff, to count, to put the street code, everything made by robots right now. And this is where are we going? So this is the fifth industrial revolution. Basically, it's more as a robotization. So the use of computer control has enabled high speed and accurate interactive operations. And the industry has successfully increased its ability to carry out mass production and a small variety of goods to a surprisingly level. Moreover, in our community life and melt stores, online medical care, electronic settlements, and shifts to online public services that analyze marketing data have brought convenience to people's lives. I mean, it totally changed their lives. For example, again, I'm going to bring a lot of examples here because this is a big change for living. Yeah, through the pandemic of COVID-19, there was a lot of changes. People go online, they start running business online, running services online. We have Glovo that brings you food and that you order online. We have other services that you even don't need to go outside. They're going to bring you food from store, not even cooked one. So all the other opportunities. So fifth industrial revolution initiatives by the country around the world. In order to resolve the issue of the fourth industrial revolution, in the fifth industrial revolution, deeper and broader concepts are being advocated. Various countries have already announced one after another, a new concept for realizing a fifth industrial revolution, following on from the fourth one. For example, the European Commission has announced Industry 5.0, which aims an ideal industry based on the concept of sustainability and resilience. While Germany has announced they announced the 2030s version of Industry 4.0 as the policy to follow Industry 4.0. Furthermore, in 2016, Japan announced Society 5.0. So in 2016, which was what, 5 years ago, 7, 8, today's 23rd, so 7 years ago, already, while the Germany just announced 4.0 just now. So what is the difference between them? So this is a Japanese Society 5.0, which aims to balance economical and development with a solution to social issue. Here we provide an overview of Fifth Industrial Revolution and introduce the initiatives of Europe, Japan, and other countries. So let's go to the first one. The European Commission, which is main intuition, the European Union, announced in 2021 that Industry 5.0 would replace Industry 4.0. Is a concept that complements and extends the perspectives of people, society, and environment, are strongly influenced by priority theme of the European growth strategy that was announced in 2019 and consists of European Green Deal policies. Europe fits for the digital age and an economy that works for people. For example, in addition to realizing an industry for society that is not susceptible to climate change by 2050s, or in other words, the realization of carbon neutral industry 5.0, aims to achieve global economic harmony. As an example, it's aimed to create new market for recycle-oriented product that are not susceptible to climate change, such as a development of safe, sustainable chemical substances, and steel manufacturing that realize in carbon neutral, etc. So, for example, also in Germany, a federal government has taken the initiative in promoting Industry 4.0 through industry governmental academia and collaboration system that includes private companies. Under the Fifth Industrial Revolution platform, Industries 4.0, which is driving organizations behind the Industry 4.0 in Germany, announced in 2019 the 2030 vision of the Industry 4.0 as a guidance for the next 10 years, as well as the report titled Sustainable Product, actively shaping the ecological transformation with the Industry 4.0 in November 2020. So in Japan, Japanese government has already launched a plan to balance economic development, and the resolution is social issue through the system that integrated cyberspaces, like virtual spaces, and also physical spaces like real spaces at high level at Society 5.0, referring to human-centered society in 2016. So the Industry 5.0 report of the European Commission announced Japan Society 5.0 as a leading concept. That is a highly regarded. So we can to have more understanding. We should look for Japan and what they are, how fast they are growing in digital world and also in industrialization 5.0, and what company is behind that actually. So where I stopped. Okay, so also in fact that Japan has strived for a long time to achieve coexistence with society and the environment, and has respected spontaneously awareness and action through the human-centered concept. Moreover, the overwhelming speed to recovery during disaster was achieved through the ties between industry, companies, and the government, which astonished the world. However, while the various countries around the world are currently promoting fifth industrial revolution, collaboration and leadership struggle aimed at global standardization are unfolding. It is expected that is order for Japan Society 5.0 to spread a global standard in the era of the fifth industrial revolution. A proactive global collaboration are basically standardization activities necessary to do. Fifth industrial revolution in other countries. So we just talk about Japan and Germany, but also other countries are involved in this industrialization, in this industrial revolution, or basically a global change, I would say. The fifth industrial revolution movements are spreading not only in Europe, Germany, Japan, and also spreading in US and China. The US is turning toward environmentally friendly policies, and in 2021, Germany's platform, Industry 4.0, in the US is called CESMIL, the Clean Energy Smart Manufacturing Innovation Institute, announced that their collaboration in areas such as sustainable manufacturing to respond to the environmental and climate change. In addition to express the stance that China will lead the world in the sustainability area, and so the paper was called Made in China 2025 report that describes its vision for a national smart manufacturing policy. China has also announced green initiatives for the manufacturing industry. So, okay, let me. Okay, so key technologies. Before we go there, let's stop here a bit. So key technologies, important concept in the fifth industrial revolution include human concurrentness and also sustainability, as we just mentioned. Up until the fourth industrial revolution, it was necessary to establish people and machines in separate workflow and spaced separately by safety barriers and other other measures, as a machine posed a danger to people. And we know, like before they launched the GPT, everyone was, and we have a lot of these movies that the artificial intelligence going to kill the world, the robots gonna get kill the people, right? I mean, this is some certainly could be true, because when they teach an artificial intelligence, they have to give them a special barriers, and then they give the barrier to the artificial intelligence. It follows the barrier and it's learning from itself. But if there is no barriers, it could go wrong, but there will be a lot of mistakes. So a very difficult topic about the artificial intelligence. So furthermore, technologies that are friendly to the human body are not environmentally are required to increase sustainability, and the integration of individual technologies is essential. Here where we use collaborative robots and smart cell industries as an example to explain new technologies in the fifth industrial revolution. So we're gonna just go there just after. I want you also to a short video for 1 minute, one more time to listen. What is Industrial Revolution 5?
So you may have heard of Industry 4.0, the fourth industrial revolution. And that really is all about how all of our different types of iPhones and smart devices and sensors and buildings and computers and health measurement and anything you might be wearing or walking into is actually connected to each other. And that's the fourth industrial revolution, is the idea that we are working with software and hardware and data in a connected fashion. But, 4.0 is a bit passé now, by the way. Everyone is now starting to talk about Industry 5.0. Countries like Japan are already developing economic plans around Industry 5.0, the fifth industrial revolution. And we're all sitting here going, excuse me, 4.0's only really just started getting talked about. True, but you can't just wait for things to happen to you. The best way to predict the future is actually to create it. So we have to start jumping ahead and leapfrogging to Industry 5.0. But what is the fifth industrial revolution? It's the idea that all of this tech and all of this robotic stuff, when it's all connected and is working very well, it's actually about putting the human at the center of that. So how will Industry 4.0 actually help humanity? I love the idea that robotics will actually allow us to be more human. It sounds controversial, but when we don't have to worry so much about your Excel spreadsheets, and we can start thinking more about the big, nasty issues and problems that we have to face, we can start spending more time in our communities, we can spend more time talking to our teenagers, we can spend more time hanging out with each other and looking after our health and ourselves. That, for me, is where 5.0 will really come into its own. In terms of the working week, they reckon no more than 3 days a week will be necessary, which I'm sure quite a lot of people would be very happy to hear. But it doesn't mean that you can sit around doing nothing for 4 days of the week. That is when you will be working in your social communities. It's when you will be enjoying art galleries, a bit of forest bathing, going for a walk by the coast. And I'm really looking forward to the idea of even having a weekend off, let alone being able to say I only have to work a 3-day week. So Industry 5.0, is it somewhere in the ether? No, it's already there. And when we look at it in terms of economic plan, economic growth, business development, that cybernetic, human-cyborg relations is actually the front and key of business development and client engagement going forwards.
Time. Okay, so and there is a second part of this industrial revolution, and this would be probably a main part. This is robots. And we have two terms. It's collaborative robots. The first one, we call them cobots. So what are collaborative robots? So robots were the most frequently introduced type of machine in the fourth industrial revolution. And among them, industrial robots that work in a plant assembly, processing, conveyance, and distribution processes, etc. significantly contributed to processing, and also productivity. Industrial robots in the fourth industrial revolution worked behind safety barriers, but it's also a fifth industrial revolution robots and humans performing tasks will work in the same place. So industrial robots that work in the same space as humans in an environmental with no barriers are called collaborative robots. That example that I provide you about Amazon, this is exactly for collaborative robots. By the way, Amazon also saying that they are going to buy and order a lot of collaborating robots, and probably they're going to change humans, which is also about the risks in this fifth industry and how we're supposed to be learning fast, also being with the technology, going with them. So to ensure the safety of people, collaborative robots are equipped with ultrasonic sensors, and on a robot's arms are detected the approximately of people. Detect their operation speed and gyro sensors and measures the indication with a high degree or pressure to perform accurate operation. I mean, it's depend what kind of co-robots are and where they working. Is it the laboratory that is by they work on storage or in a laboratory? So, moreover, in cases where it is necessary to accurate access to color or shape of the work, they are equipped with the machine's vision. In addition, the utilization of safety control software also they have and enables collaboration between people and robots. Furthermore, collaborative robots enable the simultaneous support of multiple items through integration and communication between machines, support for increases and decreases in a production quality according to demand fluctuations, and the construction of flexible product system that can change production item. Because collaborative robots that are human-friendly under the human-centered concept are safe and capable to operate close to humans, they can be utilized not only in plants, but also certain fields, as well as applications in areas such as medicine, education, restaurants, and retail, and also increasingly with the deepening of machines' vision of AI. So yeah, we at this moment also we can see a lot of robots that serve the fields. Yeah, they are watering, they are checking how much the water was in the field, and they provide it with a system or with extra watering that to control everything. Also if there's the box, they also use different systems. I mean, you can use robots almost for every type of human work. So besides cobots and robots, you can see what's the difference between them. Basically, cobots can perform multiple tasks, and just a regular conventional industrial robots, they do one task. So if they do ice cream, they just put the spoon, or they just put the ice cream. Co-robot can do the whole system. It can take the ice cream, create the ice cream, put the ice cream, and everything else. Also in Japan, they even sell the ice creams. So smart cell, examples of smart cell industry. A smart cell is a cell in which the material production capacity of biological cell is highly designed through biotechnology and digital technologies, such as an information analysis. So that is controlled and maximized in the optimal way. Furthermore, smart cell industry, which operates smart cell as a material production plant, are a key technology of the fifth industrial revolution. Biotechnology has undergone a remarkable evolution and development through the integration with the IT and artificial intelligence and other cutting-edge digital technology in the fourth industrial revolution. Smart cell industries has further promoted these integration. For example, research is being done on technologies that realize industrial product coloring that is gentle to the human body, and the environmental without finding by artificial reproducing the collation technologies of living organisms that exist in nature without using human pigments. So heat and impact resistant divided from plant have already been developed and are being utilized in home appliance, enclosure and exterior decorative plants for automobiles. Moreover, biofuels also and gene therapies, and also included a small cell industry. So smart cell industries such as these require digital technologies such as the analysis of mass volume of informational AI, combination of modularization equipment for each manufacturing process, experimental humanoid robots, and also networking of all these elements. It is not an overstatement to say that the further evaluation of these digital robots are their high-level integration with a biological hold the key to the realization of sustainable economic also activities that are friendly to people and the environmental in the fifth industrial revolution. So in the fifth industrial revolution, each country is launched various concepts that can be summarized by taking four industrial revolution technologies based on utilizing IoT and also artificial intelligence to do something and adding the goal of realizing human-centered sustainability and resilience, including ecosystem in the fifth industrial revolution. That cannot be realized with a standalone technologies, but will involve the development in new infrastructure and the realization of the ultra-smart society. Through the high-level integration of AI and IT with the robots technologies and biotechnology, as well as the cyberspace, with a physical space. There is no doubt that the fifth industrial revolution era grow increasingly complex in this way to companies that survive to be those that discuss these issues and work through the technological innovation. So based on these, as we said, that each country is preparing this paper, basically this road. We can also see in this picture, surviving a fifth industrial revolution, how it changed. Yeah, so we see in the stage 5 human labor, we just work, and then we being manpower is replaced with the domestic animals. Then machinization, then mass production, computing aided, yeah. And then right now on a 6th stage, so the answer is some of the countries who are more well developed, they are could be on a 5th or 6th or 7th stage, even on an 8th one. In the 6th stage, the manufacturers, the businesses already using sensor robots, and this is very competitive for small and medium-sized businesses. On a 7th stage, mentally detected brain machines Yeah, that's those machines that not only use the artificial intelligence that could work also with real brain cells implemented to the computer. And also the 8th stage, this is where we go in the artificial intelligence and human needs and plants resources will be covered by technology. This is quite interesting. And this slide you will take a look at home just to cover. So this also all leads us to digitalization. And this is different terms. The Industrial Revolution, this is where it leads us, yeah, the development that we pass through. But what is digitalization is? In the broad sense, digitalization refers to the process of transforming basic economical systems, during which is a use of digital technology in economic activities increases. So basically is if there's a lot of businesses going to use technology, then the country go with digitalization. And this is what's happening with the Ukraine right now. A few years ago, it started with the startups, and Ukraine has lots of different startups that are started their work in Ukraine and create new ideas that helps to grow the economy. Basically a digital economy, not just the economy in general of Ukraine. It's a digital economy of Ukraine that also provides for Ukraine a big perspectives. So okay, so yeah, so I said that the digitalization means using the digital technology and in economic activities. Synonym to the term digital economy include new economy, or also e-economy, yeah, or network economy. So everything what actually related to the web, to industry of internet. In the primarily understanding, the digital economy can be defined as a economic system based on predomination use of the digital technologies. Specifically, digital technologies are considered those technologies whose foundation lies in informational processes. For example, Harman introduced a more precise criteria considering technologies as digital when they use information in numeric code. But it's in some industries you do that. So if you use numeric code, then you are more digital. If you just sell your services online, you're not that digital. But either way, this is a process of digitalization. So digital technologies play an extremely important role as they create a virtual copy and physical also object of a physical object, enabling the management of material processes through the virtual spaces, including electronic devices and the internet. So if you, again, coming back to the selling, if we sell some product, we do not need to call somewhere, to go to the office, to pay or come back or bring the bill, everything automated in one platform, in a website. And this is also one of the steps of the digitalization for businesses. So today, researchers identify several key directions for the development of digital technologies, including artificial intelligence and machine learning, identification technologies, big data, blockchain, cryptocurrency, virtual reality. Also, everyone talk about this metaverse. You can buy a virtual clothes there. You can have a virtual assistant. You can have a virtual house, and everything actually cost by normal money, very high cost, but everything virtual. So, Internet of Things, robot and cyber systems, computer versions and machine sensors, neutral network, cybersecurity, this is very important one, addictive methods based on 3D printing, cloud technologies. So this is basically the not just key directions, but this is a future work opportunities. So also I will want to share with you goals of Ukraine digital economy that I found. They are actually based on they written on 2020, which is just 2-3 years ago. They might a bit changed, but I haven't found a new one, so they are actually official on a paper, and they are written on Ukraine 2030 strategy. So, and it says that the goal of Ukraine is that 99% of Ukrainian businesses should use digital platform for economical interactions, so e-businesses. So we have to create this opportunity for a business to go online. Electronic invoices, contract, electronic tax, and custom documents, electronic leading opportunities, and more. Paper document circulation between businesses and entities should be reduced to 2.3%. At least 8 roadmaps of digital transformation of key industries should be implemented. The first one is agricultural sector, engineering, tourism, light industry, food processing industry, energy, mining industry, and also defense. The share of high-tech export in the industrial production should be reached by 50%. The brain drain in industry professionals should be reduced tenfold. 100% of industrial standards of Industry 4.0 should be harmonized with the EU. And a number of companies produce digital products also should increase on a 20%. So as we see, Ukraine have a pretty good goals for digital economy, and let's see the next one. So the transportation, the 100% of key transportation infrastructure, nodal tourist row, nature reserves, cultural and historical sites, leisure and creation around should be covered by wireless Wi-Fi network, because the Wi-Fi, it is necessary to create a great digital economy. Without the Wi-Fi, we won't have that great opportunity. Also, they put in as a goal 100% of Ukrainian schools should be fully utilized with the internet and digital technologies in the educational process. Also, intelligent public society systems and corresponding digital coordination system for operating emergency dispatch, municipal services should be introduced. The number of incidents should be replaced with 20 or 15 times. Morning and evening traffic. So this is also could be controlled by traffic light, right, and the computing system automatically, or with the artificial intelligence. And this is quite interesting if they're going to use the artificial intelligence for that, but we need to have a high technological system for the traffic transportation. So they are planning morning and evening traffic congestion in major cities should be reduced by 80% through digital workplaces technologies and also intelligent traffic management system. 99% of villages should have ability to use telemedicine and intelligent system for interaction with medical services, which is quite interesting too. So, and we're coming to the end of this session. The information of digital economy represents a transition to the society based on embarrassment principles in the history of civilization, governing economic system. So fundamental and unshakable foundation are fading away. Unlike physical goods and utilizing number of sorry, it's so much text. My mouse is already hurt. All right, so let's just finish it the other way. So a new economic relationship. It's basically foster a new economical relationship between not just a user but also owner of digital tools. So the perspective for the businesses or humans or students that we have to not just learn, we have to know how the digital tools are working. And actually, this is going to be our future. And we have to understand from the little websites to I don't know, to global thinking, how we can change or make the boundaries for a digital transformation. If we need those boundaries, maybe we just need to focus it on a specific way. Basically, here I also add a few links for you. It's a short intro about all the industrial revolutions and also a little overview how the world will be changing by 30s and 50s, and basically that's it for today. Thank you for your attention. Sorry if today it was even more intense. I got a bit of nervous. The next time I will be more relaxed, and we'll tell you about next topic later on. Thank you so much.
Thank you for presentation.
Yep. Thank you for coming. I'm very glad that you all will come in and visiting. That's it. Have a good day.
Bye. See you next time.
See you.